The movie starts at a cabin in the woods. Mickey is smoking and listening to music. When his Discman stops, he changes the batteries and keeps listening. He decides to check inside the cabin, but his friend Ben suddenly runs out and tells him to run. They hear growling inside the house. Ben fires a few shots, and they both run away. The zombie apocalypse started a few months ago. Now Ben and Mickey travel across the land with no specific place to go. Both men used to be baseball players. Ben is very good at killing zombies with a bat, but Mickey is still not used to fighting. They find food and supplies when they can and rest in safe places, just trying to survive. One day Mickey finds some lottery tickets. He gets excited because he wins $1,000.
Hey, $1,000. I won $1,000.
However, Ben ruins the fun by reminding him that money is useless now. He asks Mickey to play catch instead. Mickey doesn't want to, but Ben tells him they should still love baseball. The two friends find another cabin. Ben goes in first to make sure no zombies are inside. There is no food in the house, so Ben decides to go fishing. Mickey doesn't care and shows Ben that they already have canned fish in their bags. Ben tells Mickey to start a fire, but Mickey just puts on his headphones and walks away. Later, Mickey finds some dead zombies that Ben just killed. He gets scared because he thought Ben said there were no zombies in the woods. Ben explains that he said there would be fewer zombies, not none. After walking for a few miles, they find an abandoned car. A zombie falls out when Ben opens the door, so he quickly shoots it in the head. The car smells terrible, but it works, so they use it to keep traveling. Now, they can drive smoothly and enjoy the view, although the radio is broken. One afternoon, Mickey remembers a girl he used to date and convinces Ben to go to her house. While Ben checks for zombies, Mickey listens to his ex's music and takes her perfume and a pair of her underwear. In the garage, Ben finds some useful tools and a pair of walkie-talkies. Mickey also finds toothbrushes, allowing them to finally clean their teeth after a long time. Afterward, Ben modifies the back seat of the car to create a sleeping area filled with sheets and pillows. Mickey wants to stay at the house, but Ben refuses, sparking an argument. Ben reminds Mickey that they were previously stuck in a house for 3 months, until they ran out of food and were forced to eat dog food, and eventually the dog itself. Mickey's family also died at the start of the apocalypse because they stayed inside. When Mickey continues to insist they stay, Ben screams in frustration. Their traveling continues, and Mickey spends most of his time with his headphones on, trying to escape reality. When they find a field full of cows, Ben stops to pet them, smiling because they're very good girls. Sometime later, Ben asks Mickey if he wants to play baseball, but Mickey doesn't hear him over the music. Ben pranks Mickey by startling him from behind while pretending to be a zombie. When Mickey freaks out, Ben points out that the headphones are a liability that will eventually get him killed. Later, Mickey changes the batteries in the walkie-talkies and gives Ben one so they can test their range.
Testing, 1, 2.
The devices work perfectly. However, while the duo is joking around, they accidentally intercept a signal from another group of survivors. A woman named Annie and a man named Frank discuss their camp, mentioning grocery shopping and even watching movies. After some hesitation, Mickey contacts them and asks if he and Ben can join, promising to work hard. However, he is told the camp has no vacancies and that they shouldn't attempt to find it. Frank sternly tells Mickey to stay off their frequency and hangs up.
Annie, please. Hello?
Mickey continues to beg for help to no avail. Ben appears unbothered by the rejection, causing Mickey to finally snap. He goes on a rant about their situation, stating he is tired of sleeping in random places, hunting to survive, and dealing with Ben's hygiene. Ben simply laughs, noting that since the camp residents don't want them, there is no point in dwelling on it. Over the next few days, Mickey repeatedly tries to contact the camp, but they do not answer. Ben realizes Mickey has developed a crush on Annie's voice out of sheer desperation for company. He mocks Mickey, suggesting that while Mickey imagines an attractive woman, she is likely an old hag. Mickey retorts by insulting Ben's weight, but Ben isn't offended, dryly noting that he is the only person Mickey knows. Later, the duo stops at a motel. Ben waits in the car while Mickey insists on checking the rooms for survivors. Just as Ben predicted, one room is full of zombies. Ben is forced to fight them while Mickey hides. When Mickey complains that Ben doesn't have to kill every zombie they see, an argument ensues. Ben dares Mickey to fight them himself, reminding him that these creatures killed his family. Since Mickey is too paralyzed by fear to move, Ben handles the threat alone. In the forest, Ben finds a waterfall and screams with excitement at the prospect of a shower. Meanwhile, Mickey is startled awake in the car by a zombie at the window. He initially grabs the walkie-talkie to call for help, but he stops when he notices the zombie is an attractive woman pressing against the glass. Mickey decides to pleasure himself. However, just as he reaches a climax, the zombie's head is blown apart by a gunshot. Ben has returned, and seeing what Mickey was doing, he bursts into laughter and leaves to give his friend some privacy. As the journey continues, the duo finds only empty houses. They eventually abandon the car when it runs out of gas. One day, they find a building with a nice bedroom, and Mickey insists on staying the night. While unpacking, he realizes his headphones are missing. He rushes outside to find Ben making arrows and listening to the Discman. Ben refuses to return it, explaining that if Mickey insists on sleeping in a room with limited exits, he cannot afford to be distracted. Ben is tired of fighting for both of them and wants Mickey to finally have a wake-up call. Mickey pouts like a child and throws the arrows to the ground in protest. During dinner, Ben teases Mickey about what happened in the car with the female zombie, but Mickey ignores him and retreats to the bedroom. He tries the walkie-talkie one more time, and, to his surprise, Annie answers. She warns him that she'll get in trouble for talking to him and explains that the camp isn't as wonderful as he imagines. Mickey insists he wants to go anyway, as it would still be better than she'll, quote, sleeping in a tree. He mentions that he and Ben weren't actually close. They were just teammates when the tragedy struck. Annie tells Mickey he whines too much and hangs up. Meanwhile, Ben drinks and dances in the living room while listening to music. Suddenly, he hears a strange noise and goes to investigate. After handling the issue, he finds Mickey still sleeping soundly. Frustrated by Mickey's constant lack of awareness regarding danger, Ben decides to play a harsh prank. He leaves the baseball bat on the bed, goes into the woods to retrieve a zombie he captured earlier, and drags it into Mickey's room. He yells to wake Mickey up and locks the door behind him. Mickey desperately screams for help, but Ben tells him he must learn to defend himself. After a violent struggle, Mickey finally kills the zombie with the bat. When Ben opens the door, he is proud, but a furious Mickey tackles his friend and punches him several times before storming off. Ben later finds Mickey having a breakdown in the woods and brings him back to the house. After they wash up, Ben tries to cheer him up with baseball and funny voices, reminding him that Annie was just a voice on the radio. From then on, Mickey's attitude changes. He starts paying attention and helping out. He goes fishing and listens to music less often so he and Ben can talk. While exploring an orchard, they eat apples and play baseball together. Eventually, they find two cars and attempt to siphon gas from one to refill the other. Mickey notices the engine is still hot, meaning the owners are nearby. Ben calls out a greeting, but when no one answers, he decides to take the gas anyway. Suddenly, a man named Jerry surprises Mickey from behind, holding him hostage with a knife and demanding the car keys to get to Arizona. Ben pulls his gun but remains calm, claiming he doesn't have the keys and doubting Jerry's resolve. Jerry rants about a group of people who broke their promise to give him supplies in exchange for winter labor, though he refuses to name them. When Jerry threatens Mickey again, Ben puts his gun down and claims the keys are in the car. As soon as Jerry releases Mickey and enters the vehicle, Ben reveals the keys are actually in his pocket. A furious Jerry tries to flee, but Ben pursues and shoots him. Mickey is horrified that Ben killed a human, leading to a heated argument about self-defense. At that moment, another car arrives. A female voice explains she only wants her other car, and both parties agree to keep the peace. The woman and her bodyguards begin fueling the abandoned car while questioning them about Jerry. Ben explains the situation, and the woman dismisses Jerry as a thief. As the strangers prepare to leave, Mickey recognizes the voice. It is Annie. She responds by shooting Ben in the leg, scolding Mickey for not letting the matter go. She takes Ben's keys and throws them into the middle of a field so they cannot follow her. She warns them that if she ever sees them again, she will kill them both. After Annie and her bodyguards leave, Mickey searches for the keys to no avail. Ben cannot help due to his wounded leg and tells Mickey to rest for now, since it is getting dark. In the middle of the night, the two are awakened by a strange noise. They turn on the lights and discover a horde of zombies approaching the car. Mickey wants to flee and leaves the vehicle, but Ben cannot move because of his leg, forcing Mickey to return to the car.
Mickey, turn off the lights!
By the next morning, they are completely trapped, surrounded by the undead. Mickey tries to cope by listening to music, but it isn't enough to drown out the noise. Ben opens the sunroof and fires his gun, but he cannot kill enough zombies to make a difference, and is forced to close it before they can reach inside. Mickey insists they should hotwire the car to start it, but Ben says it is not as easy as it looks in the movies. They have another big argument. Ben blames Mickey for their trouble, because Mickey's obsession with Annie is the reason Ben got shot. Many days pass, and the zombies do not leave. Their constant growling starts to drive the men crazy. They hang sheets over the windows so they don't have to look at the zombies' faces. When they run out of water, they have to drink the liquid from their tuna cans. They lose all hope, get drunk, and play games to pass the time. Eventually, they decide that since it is Mickey's fault they are stuck, he must go outside to find the keys. Mickey decides to be brave. He climbs through the sunroof and into the field. For a long time, Ben just smokes and waits in silence. Finally, he hears Mickey shouting his name and opens the sunroof to let him back in. Sadly, Mickey reveals that a zombie bit him. Both men cry. Mickey is terrified and asks what to do. Ben pulls out his gun and tells Mickey to get out of the car. When Mickey refuses because he wants a chance to live, Ben shoots him and screams in sadness. Later, Ben sends a radio message to Annie. He blames her for Mickey's death and promises to kill her if they ever meet. He stays in the car for a few more days. He thinks it is funny, in a sad way, that he was stuck in a house for 3 months and is now stuck in a car. Finally, he gets tired of waiting and decides to leave. He puts on Mickey's headphones and walks down the road while a group of zombies follows him. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.